Hi, this is Joe here with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to discuss the 1987 film Wall Street, starring Michael Douglas, Charlie Sheen, and Martin Sheen. Of course, this is the movie that gave Michael Douglas his Oscar for Best Actor. For you, any of you who are Michael Douglas fans, 1987, of course, is a big year for Michael Douglas. Not only because of his Oscar-winning role in this film, but also because I would say his most famous film was Fatal Attraction, which I previously reviewed, so check the video out for those of you who haven't seen it. Of course, for Wall Street, it's more than the point of view of Charlie Sheen's character, who plays this young stockbroker who wants to bring in big clients, and of course the biggest client out there was Gordon Gekko, who was played by Michael Douglas. So Charlie Sheen busts his ass to hustle and to get Michael Douglas's Gekko to be his client, which he eventually does. While doing so, Michael Douglas is teaching Charlie Sheen the finer points of wheeling and dealing on Wall Street. And while that's going on, Charlie Sheen's father, played by his real life father, Martin Sheen, works for his airline, and so he's trying to convince Michael Douglas to buy stock in his company and will do well. Which he eventually does, and in the meantime, Michael Douglas is trying to, or Gordon Gekko, trying to finagle it so he could buy the company, buy enough stock in his father's, the airline that his father works at, to actually own the company and then break it up in pieces. Kind of like a variation of what Richard Gere does in Pretty Woman. He buys up enough stock and then buys the company and then breaks it up in pieces. That's what was more exact in Pretty Woman, what Richard Gere's character does. But here, it was like not exactly the same details, but it's kind of like a variation on it. Even though Wall Street came out 3 years before Pretty Woman did. Well, Charlie Sheen finds out about it and decides to screw Gordon Gekko, because naturally, if he buys it up, his father loses his job. So he tells Gordon Gekko's biggest competitor in the wheeling and dealing game what's going on. So they finagle the stock so we drop so low that Gordon Gekko would dump over the stock, and Gordon's competitor will suck up all that stock, and then he will own the company, the airline. So which is exactly what happens, and of course Michael Douglas kind of gets pissed off at him. While all this stuff is going on, we find out that Charlie Sheen's character, or the SEC and the Securities and Exchange Commission, finds out that Charlie Sheen's character was doing some major insider trading stuff, and Charlie Sheen gets busted for it. And he gets arrested, and of course he ends up going to jail for it. But meanwhile, he set up Gordon Gekko in a meeting they had on the Great Lawn in Central Park. You know it's the Great Lawn in Central Park, and in New York City, that is. And he records Michael Douglas saying, "Hey, I taught you how to do all this stuff, and you backstabbed me." And Michael Douglas literally beats up Charlie Sheen, in that particular scene. And then meanwhile, they didn't know that Charlie Sheen was actually wired to record Michael Douglas. But fortunately, the movie ends in a way that you don't know what happens to the Gordon Gekko character. You don't see him arrested. You don't see him arrested for insider trading stuff. You don't see any of that. You just see in the end where Charlie Sheen's father, Warren Sheen, drives into the courthouse, drops him off, and Charlie Sheen's character walks up the steps, and that's it. That's how the movie ends. I mean, it ends in such a crappy way. That's, and I know I'm going fast through this video because I want to do other reviews today, but Wall Street ends in such a hasn't led them because it led to such a huge build-up to the fact that Charlie Sheen screwed Michael Douglas at the end, and you don't see. And he recorded Charlie Sheen recorded with the help of the feds, helped record this conversation that he had, this confrontation that he had in Central Park, but you never see the results of that. Other than the fact that Charlie Sheen walked up the steps of the courthouse in downtown Manhattan, you see him do that, and then that's it. You don't see how long Charlie Sheen's going to serve in jail. You don't know. You don't know if the feds are going to risk going to Gecko. You don't know that. I know that they made a sequel with Michael Douglas in a sequel, Wall Street 2. I never saw that movie, so I can't do a proper review of it. And it took about like 30 years for me to do that review, movie. It's like 30 years later. But I'm discussing the original film, and you never saw what happened in the end of the film. You never saw what happened to Charlie Sheen or Gordon Gekko. You never saw if the airline was actually saved. I mean, it was saved at the end. So his father has his job and stuff, but it never. I mean, it kind of leaves you hanging at the end of the movie. That's probably why this movie didn't win for Best Picture, even though it was nominated for it. But it leaves you hanging, so that's not even funny. And I felt it was like the first time in many years that I saw Wall Street. I saw it like once, 30 years ago when it came out on video, and I saw it then, and it took me a long time to go back to it, and it was really an ending that leaves you hanging. And I hate movies that leaves you hanging like that. I mean, or even if Oliver Stone directed this movie as a follow-up to his movie they won the year before for Best Picture, Platoon, which is like one of the worst movies to win for Best Picture. I'm sorry, I still feel this way all these years later. It's one of the worst movies to win for Best Picture. But what Oliver Stone should have done was how long Charlie Sheen's character was going to be in jail, or if they showed Gordon Gekko getting arrested, and then he gets sentenced to X amount of years in jail, whatever. I mean, I would have been satisfied with that. You don't have to physically see it, but at least it will provide you that information, so it won't leave you hanging in this film. But they didn't do that. That's why it was good until the ending where they left you hanging. But you know, as a film, as a piece of entertainment, if you like how ruthless the business culture is, and you wonder why people hate Wall Street because of this particular movie. And I only remember Wall Street for that joke. In 1988, when the Mets made the playoffs in 1988, there was some playoff preview shows, and one of them was hosted by Channel 2 Sports. There was the CBS Sports anchor in New York, Warner Wolf, had Howard Johnson on there, was the Mets to the basement on the team then, and he, in the off season, was a part-time stockbroker in the off season. So Warner Wolf, being a smart ass that he is, says, "Hey, Hojo, did you see Wall Street?" "Yeah, I like that." I mean, that's the only joke they remember Wall Street, with Howard Johnson watching that movie, and then he liked it because of all the shenanigans about in Wall Street. And I know I dragged this out a little bit more, but that's my review of the movie Wall Street. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews not only on my YouTube channel, but at rallyc.com, that's OWDY, the letter C.com. The homepage and Rally Reviewer, Christy Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.